I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this
fucking Rangers are walking down the road.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Rangers offense is garbage.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday morning to you all. Hope you're all having or all had a great holiday weekend. It was a good weekend for me. As far as Sunday, if the A's lose, which it looks like they're going to, although there's a lot of time left, and in that ballpark, 4-run lead in 3 innings is definitely not safe. But if the A's lose, I'll be 2-2. Had a break-even day. I'll finish down like 0.05 units or something. So a break-even day for me if the A's lose. If they win, I'll have a great day. But regardless, it was a great weekend. Toast, I saw you went 3-3 with some plus money, so I think you finished in the green.
No matter, as long as the Padres win, I'm going to be negative 0.3, pretty much.
Oh, that's right, because Royals is only a half unit. That's why.
Yeah. That's why. I mean, and the Baltimore game kind of screwed me. The Tampa Bay loss, or Minnesota lost to Tampa Bay, but you move on.
All right, we've got 10 games on the board for Monday. First one up is Rays Tigers, and there's we don't 100% know who's pitching for Detroit. I bet the game though without knowing who's pitching, and I'll tell you why. So this is the bet I placed. Again, I do not know who's pitching for the Tigers. Might be a bullpen day. We've seen a lot of those. It's not going to be Flaherty. He's slated for Tuesday. It was originally supposed to be Flaherty. Maybe it's Montero. Maybe it's a bullpen day, whatever. But the reason I bet this under without knowing who's going to be pitching is the Tigers' bats kind of trending in the wrong direction a little bit. They scored 7 runs today, but keep in mind, that went to extra innings 1-1. They had like 1 hit going into the 7th or something crazy. But on top of that, you got the Tigers coming off a road trip, flying home with no days off, typically a flat spot for bats. Shane Baz has been solid, and I honestly think Shane Baz could pitch pretty well here against the Tigers. And on the other side, regardless of who's pitching for Detroit, the Tampa Bay the Tampa Bay Bats haven't been quite the same as of late, not quite as explosive as they were during that road trip. But this is Detroit. I mean, this ballpark is not conducive for scoring runs. I believe this ballpark is 29th in terms of run. It's the second lowest when it comes to scoring runs. So you don't see many 9s in Detroit. So I just feel like the number's too high. Pretty comfortable. It closes at 8.5 when the rest of the sports books open. I took the 9 on FanDuel, expecting everyone else to open at 8.5. Maybe I get screwed and Detroit throws a rat arm out there. But yeah, I'm on the under.
It would only be Detroit for me. Detroit's going to have pretty much all their major arms available in their bullpen. Not to mention the fact that the Rays are, not going to be not taxed at all, but a lot of them have worked the last 3 days in that Minnesota series. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Montero. They have that on Roto. That's everywhere I see. So I would assume that he gets some of it. He's a guy that we've talked about multiple times on this show that we trust. I think especially if Brandon Lau doesn't play, that's a huge loss to that Tampa Bay Rays lineup. He was on like a 20-game hit streak or whatever. But to get Detroit at home at plus money with a full bullpen behind Montero, who is a guy that I don't think is a guy that you have to really worry about too much. I would definitely take Detroit. I haven't bet it yet. I want to see what this line does.
What about TV Jones?
Yeah, it would be Rays for me. Detroit's offense first 5. I don't want to get involved with the bullpen. Given their issues right now, but kind of Montero versus lefties has struggled, and Tampa could send out 4, maybe 5 with Mangum switching. But Montero this year, 326 average, 620 slug, 441 WOBA versus lefties, and then you're gonna have to go against 4 or 5 of them. Wind's gonna be blowing out. I believe it was about 9 miles an hour. Out to right field. So, it's kind of just a rough spot. It would be first 5 for the Rays. I don't want to get involved with that bullpen, given the issues. So just give me Baz first 5 and the Rays bats to get to Montero here.
We're not 100% sure it's going to be Montero. I put Montero
if it is.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I saw. So that's what I kind of planned on, but who knows what'll actually happen with AJ Hinch.
Let's move on to the next one. Marlins Reds. I really wanted to bet the fish here. I still kind of want to bet the fish. Plus 115, plus 120 is what you can get right now. Just not quite juicy enough for me. I do have to take, before I place the bet on the Marlins, I do have to take a step back and understand that I'm taking a much worse team on the road. Like the Reds are a much better team than the Marlins, and they're at home. So plus 115 just isn't enough of a payout for me to pull the trigger. That being said, it would only be Marlins for me here. The Marlins go back out on the road where they've been a much better lineup. I was talking during that homestand about how the Marlins, I mean, they've been one of the worst home lineups in baseball all year. Well, on the road, it's the exact opposite. That hot streak the Marlins were on there, mostly on the road. If you pull up their numbers on the road in the last 30 days, this is a top 5 road lineup. It's crazy. So you got the Marlins going back out on the road, and not just anywhere. They're going to Great American. Runs can be scored here. Brady Singer hasn't been good in this ballpark at all. And we talked about that during the offseason about this dude's biggest strength in Kansas City were his home starts at Kauffman. Now that his home ballpark is Great American, it hasn't really worked out for Brady Singer. And if you look at his game logs, he has not pitched well in this ballpark. So I don't see any reason the Marlins don't score some runs on him. The reason I can't pull the trigger with a plus 115, plus 120, I'm not sure if I trust Jansen Junk or the Marlins bullpen or whoever the hell they're going to throw out on the mound against this Reds lineup. So I would go Marlins at the plus price, maybe a Marlins team total over, but they're going to make you pay for a 4.5 if you want the team total, because I consider that also. If you want to take a Marlins team total over 3.5, you're going to have to pay minus 150 for it. So I like the Marlins to score, and at the current price, it would be Marlins or pass, but I didn't bet it. Toast?
You can pretty much copy and paste everything that you just said for me. I mean, I would love to bet the Marlins. I think if you would have got them at like 130 when they opened, I don't even know how long that line was available, then we could have that conversation. But I agree with you. Jansen Junk has been decent at home. He's struggled on the road. San Francisco, Arizona. Again, nothing crazy. Sorry that Arizona start wasn't this year, but regardless, his 2 starts that were good were at home. His 1 start on the road was not good. I don't know if I trust the Miami numbers on the road. They just remember they had especially that really good road trip where they went to San Francisco and Arizona and they were scoring 9 runs a night. I don't think that that's feasible to think that it's going to continue to happen like that. But again, I don't think that this Reds team should be laying this kind of number. Their bats have been hit or miss at times, pretty decent, but at the same time, they are coming home from a road trip where they went to Boston and Philadelphia. And like Kyle said, Brady Singer hasn't even been average at home. He's been less than average at home. So there's no way I could lay that number with the Reds. So it'll only be Miami or pass for me as well.
Yeah, if you pull up Brady Singer's game logs here, look at the ones at home. The Yankees, that was kind of during their slump too. 9 base runners, 4 earned runs. The Diamondbacks, 8 base runners, 2 earned runs. The Brewers, 7 base runners, 3 earned runs. Cleveland, who can't hit anybody, they were able to score some runs on Brady Singer here. So he's yet to show us. I mean, I don't even know if we've seen him have one great start at Great American. So Marlins are passed. What about TV Jones?
Yeah, it would be Marlins for me too. Brady Singer at home, due to give up a home run every time. On the road, he's been a little bit better lately, but I mean, he still gives up 2-3 runs, a home run every time. Miami much better on the road, but their bats have just kind of looked pretty rough. I know they're playing at home, but they've looked rough and snuck out a few against Milwaukee when they scored 3-4 runs. So it would be Miami, but I don't want anything to do with this. I mean, Cincinnati's been doing the same shit. They're scoring 6-8 runs or 2-3 runs. I mean, they're hit or miss. So it would be Miami or nothing, but I'm honestly going to lay off this game. There's going to be rain too, 40% chance at first pitch. So chance it gets delayed or pushed back too.
Yeah, so the rain, another wrench thrown into this one. Put the over up as well because Miami team total over. Wouldn't be surprised if the Reds put up a crooked number as well. So, Rockies, Red Sox. What is Boston doing laying this big number? But I mean, the Rockies coming straight out of Coors, no days off, flying all the way out to Boston, coming off the win. I mean, I can't bet the Red Sox at this price. Can you, Toast?
No, I think that if you wanted to try to pair, I don't think they lose. I don't. Dick Fitz has been I guess average, but I mean he really doesn't go into deep into games. So, and I'm not really in love with this Boston bullpen. I mean, I think everybody knows that this is not a unit to be trusted. But again, you have Colorado coming across the country after playing two home games. I'm sorry, 2 series at home. And Gomber is a guy that is absolutely terrible versus righties. I mean, lefties, he's actually pretty decent so far this year. Versus righties, a 656 xFIP, a 426 WOBA, 1.75 WHIP. I mean, tomorrow, I think there's going to be 2 lefties in the lineup, Duran and Roman Anthony. Everybody else is going to be a righty. And like I keep saying, just careful because since this Boston offense got home, they've been kind of rolling. So their team total, I was hoping it was going to be like a semi-juiced 4.5, and I would have taken that, but it's 5.5. I just can't do it. So it would, I guess Boston minus 1.5, whatever. But I'm not betting it.
Yeah, I can't even put that Boston minus 1.5 up. Adam's Digest is in the comments saying under 9.5. Can't say I really disagree. I don't think the Rockies put up a big number, but I mean it's beautiful weather at Fenway with wind blowing out. TV Jones,
Boston's putting up 10s a lot lately,
and the Rockies are always down to give up a 10 spot. What about you, TV Jones?
Yeah, it would be Boston. I know it's a crazy number, over 5.5. I can't bet over? Boston. Yeah, that's the only way I would honestly play it. Versus lefties lately, I mean, let's just take a gander here. 4, 4, 3, 0, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Like they're scoring a shit ton of runs off of lefties, and now you get Colorado coming in off of like Toast said, two home stands and hitting the road now with no days off. I think it's kind of a rough spot for him. And Boston's been absolutely hitting. Not to mention Gomber, highest xFIP on the board tomorrow, 675. He's just not a guy I really like to trust. And he's got a 2.5 home run per 9 the last 3 outings for him. So he's just been giving it up. It would be Boston or nothing. Over 5.5, how I play it. I mean, Boston's bullpen, most blown saves in the majors this year. Then Colorado, they've got they're in like the top 5 for like most runs in the 7th inning or later too. So that's just not a good combination. No, obviously Boston should win by like 4 or 5 runs, but still the bullpen that I just have no faith in whatsoever. So I don't want them one way or another. So just over 5.5 or nothing for me in this one.
I would love to take the Rockies. Can't do it. I'm still not 100% sold on Boston against right-handed pitching, but Gomber throws with his left hand, and Boston's pretty consistent against lefties. So I can't find any way to get to the Rockies. Let's bring up the voice chat picks and get caught up. Forgot to do that before. So the first game was Rays Tigers. A few people on the under with me. Jacob's on the under. Money Mark was in there taking the under. Boba took the Tigers money line at the plus money. Second game was Marlins Reds. I said Marlins are past. Jacob said Marlins +1. Rockies Red Sox. This one, Money Mark is on Toronto Boston money line parlay. Money Mark. All right. Pirates Royals. I got 2 bets in this one.
You have 2 bets?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got a bet too.
So I placed 2 bets in this game. I am on the under 8.5.
Thought you were sharp.
That is sharp.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the under 8.5, and I am on the Pirates money line.
Okay, you are sharp. Okay, cool.
I know. Let me get them both up. So under 8.5, Pirates money line. A's with a leadoff double. Oh no, not leadoff. So yeah, I placed both these bets. Under 8.5, Pirates money line. So I had mentioned that Noah Cameron is kind of turning back into a pumpkin. He was so elite for a while. He really hasn't been very impressive as of late. In fact, the last time, I'm looking at his game logs here, and in fact, I'll just bring them up on the screen so you guys can see them too. Noah Cameron's game logs here. Where's the last impressive start here? It's right here. On the road in St. Louis against the Cardinals. That was June 5th. It's over a month ago. Yankees got to him. I mean, he did have a good start at home against the A's. I'm not throwing him a parade for that. Padres got to him. Dodgers got to him. Seattle didn't even make it 5 innings. So Noah Cameron is not the elite pitcher he was 6 weeks ago, or at least we shouldn't price him as such. So I do not really trust Noah Cameron here. Believe it or not, the Pirates have actually gotten to back-to-back lefty starters. It's only 2, but one of them is named Tariq Skubal. 9 base runners and 2 earned runs off Skubal. And then they got to David Peterson, another all-star caliber lefty. Now, it's only 2 lefty starters. I don't think we draw any conclusions. That's more tongue-in-cheek than anything else. But I think the Pirates can get a couple runs off Noah Cameron. That's why I'm taking the Pirates right there. Oh, plus their bullpen's been great. But as far as the under, I mean, the Royals never hit in this ballpark. This is freaking crazy. Right here. This is the worst home lineup in baseball. It's actually not close on the full season and in the last 30 days. So even though I am not the biggest Andrew Heaney guy this year, he throws the four-seam fastball over 45% of the time. This is one of the worst lineups in baseball, hitting the four-seam fastball. The worst home lineup in baseball. Plus 130. I did it. So I'm on the under 8.5 and the Pirates money line at plus 130. Toast.
Played Pirates money line as well. Andrew Heaney, a little feast or famine for me. He kind of gets blown up, or I mean, if he doesn't get blown up, and I don't think, and Kyle just illustrated why I don't think that Kansas City's going to blow him up, considering how bad they've hit in this ballpark so far this year. But at the same time, they're also coming home from a road trip where they had to go to Seattle, down to Arizona, and now coming back home to Kansas City. I don't really like that spot for them. And then as far as the Pirates are concerned, yes, their numbers recently versus lefties are decent, but I know that everybody's going to be like, oh, the Pirates have to score runs, and they didn't score a run in Seattle. Yeah, they faced Castillo, Brian Wu, Sonny Gray, and Andrew Palante the last 4
It was weird weather there
games.
With like overcast and shit. It was weird weather.
Yeah, like they've had some very good pitching staffs that they've had to face, especially that the Seattle one. So again, and then Kirby today as well. So again, I think that the Pirates getting shut out is a little bit overblown. We know that this offense is bad, yes, but at the same time, I mean, if you do look at those game logs, the Pirates versus lefties. Look at the lefties that they've seen: Peterson, Skubal, Boyd, Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez, Framber Valdez, Nick Lodolo, Ranger Suarez again, Peterson again, Chris Sale again. And guess what, guys? They've scored. I mean, those guys are pitching 6 or 7 innings, but they're also scoring 2 runs. And scoring 2 runs against the Royals is going to put you in a decent situation, especially in Kansas City. So yeah, I bet the Pirates at plus 130. What
about TV Jones?
Yeah, Kansas City under 4.5 minus 120.
Touché.
It's just rinse and repeat. It's been really good this year. Not to mention they can't hit lefties. I mean, you have to go back to Tyler Anderson on. That's even last year actually. Just this year off of lefties at home, they've gotten 2-0, 2-0, 1-1, 2-1-0 off of them. So I mean, they have not been sharp versus lefties at home, let alone just be sharp at home at all. Just under 4.5, but you guys are kind of talking me into maybe double dipping with the Pirates money line here too, potentially. Everybody's talking about how the Pirates can't score. They keep getting shut out, or they're shutting teams out, this and that. Their offense is terrible. But yeah, you said it. Their bullpen's been damn good lately, and I think this is a good spot for them to kind of wake up and score some runs. Cameron hasn't been sharp. Kansas City can't score at home. Pittsburgh's going to have the better bullpen. You know, I'm actually tempted to fire on that. I get plus 137 here. I'm tempted to fire on this.
The Pirates bullpen has been fantastic for a while now, guys, just so everybody knows.
Weeks. Yeah, it has been good. And keep in mind, the Pirates lineup was crushing the ball like 5 days ago. And in fact, I faded them in one of those in the game where they lost 1-0 to the Cardinals. I faded them, and people are like, how could you fade this lineup? And now it's, how could you back this lineup? It shows how crazy the reaction farms go. So, yeah, the Pirates were hitting like 5 days ago. But, again, I'm on the under as well. I'm not expecting the Pirates to go off offensively.
Oakland just missed a fly ball and pushed it over the fence. Nice. 6-1 San Fran.
Oh, my God. I just saw it. Oh, that's embarrassing. Blue Jays, White Sox. Interesting one. I mean, it's tough to step in front of the Blue Jays lineup against right-handed pitching right now. I'll show you guys the spreadsheets here in a second. Let me just get the poll up. So, one sec. All right. Blue Jays, against the White Sox. All right. So, obviously, we know the Blue Jays have been a top 10 lineup for weeks, months now. Solid, borderline top 10 lineup, or top 5 lineup against right-handed pitching in the last 30 days. Look at the game logs. I mean, these are the righty starters that have pitched against the Blue Jays. They are tattooing these people. Walker Buehler, Will Warren, Clark Schmidt, Kyle Hendricks, Jack Economist. Yes, not exactly the who's who of all-stars, but we're talking 5 righty starters in the row that the Blue Jays have just pulverized. Now, you can say Sean Burke is pitching on a level higher than those guys, so there's something. But I would lean towards a Blue Jays team total over. Maybe even, you know what? I'll put over 8.5 up. That's probably where I'd go, over 8.5. I don't have much interest in this game, though. Toast.
Don't have much interest in it either, but I just don't like the fact that the Blue Jays are coming off of such a good homestand and now hitting the road and facing the White Sox. It's kind of like a flat spot for me. Not to mention, we know that the White Sox are coming home from that series in Coors Field as well. I would actually lean under 8.5. Or I'm sorry, first 5 under 4.5. Excuse me. I don't want to deal with the bullpens, but I would lean like the first 5 under or something like that because Sean Burke has been like really, really good. I mean, Arizona, the Dodgers, St. Louis, Detroit, Baltimore, Texas, all 6 innings plus 2 runs or baseball or less. And then the only time that he had a bad start was on the road in Houston. So again, I know that the Blue Jays offense has been very, very good, but offensively on the road, they really haven't really shown that. They were good their last road trip, but besides that, they haven't really been the same offense on the road. But I don't really love the spot for the White Sox, or I wish I could play them in the first 5 because Berrios is so hit or miss. But yeah, it's under for me or pass.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the White Sox got to Berrios, but he just pitched against them and almost threw 8, and he looked great.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Who knows? Like, okay, so Berrios just got rocked by the Yankees. Does he get right back on track? Or remember, we've seen Berrios have like 6 or 7 terrible starts in a row. That was last year. That was not that long ago. This guy can go through a cold stretch. What about TV Jones?
Yeah, I already played BJ's -1.5, -110. Yeah, hey man. Hey, they can. Let's get 3-0 Blue Jays in the first 5, and then they win 11-2. That works for me. But yeah, I mean, you got the White Sox coming off of the Colorado series, no days off, traveling. Yes, Toronto's traveling, but it's just a Chicago. It's nothing serious. They're the much better team. They're absolutely crushing righties and lefties right now. Yes, Berrios is kind of hit or miss, but I think this is a good spot for him to deal. He absolutely shoved against them last time. Now you're getting the White Sox and that bullpen, and they're coming off of a Colorado series with no days off. I think it's just an absolute flat spot for the White Sox here. Give me Toronto to absolutely just shellac them and handle business.
Let's real quick let's look at the voice chat stuff. We left off on Pirates Royals. Gab had the Royals team total under. Everyone else, Jacob's on Pirates and under. Adam's on Pirates. Boba's on Pirates. So a few people in the voice chat like the Pirates. In this game, Jacob's on Toronto -1, Gab's on Toronto -1, and team total over 3.5. And Money Mark, this is the second half of the Money Mark special. All right, let's move on to the next one. Dodgers Brewers in Milwaukee. Over. Go ahead, Trevor.
No, it's gonna be Milwaukee money line or under 8 for me.
Under?
Yeah, Dodgers offense hasn't looked incredible lately, and Yamamoto much better on the road than he is at home. Fastball Freddy's been damn good. He just got announced to the All-Star. I think he comes out and just absolutely shoves. But the problem with him is he tries to go for strikeouts and nibbles the corners and then just ends up running up his pitch count and puts in the bullpen. But the bullpen's been fine. They're going to be good to go. I'm not too worried about it. But the Dodgers offense has been putrid lately. Yes, Milwaukee's has been
Trevor,
too.
putrid?
So that's why I like the. No, what have they done the last 3-4 days? They've done nothing.
3 days? Who gives a shit?
Over their last 10 games, they're scoring 5 runs a game.
Sick. They haven't done anything. It's a what have you done for me lately league, and they've done nothing except for cash my Houston tickets. They've cashed my Houston tickets all weekend.
That is not the type of league this is, bro.
Yes, this is. So give me the under 8. Milwaukee wins 4-2.
I was already going to play the Dodgers, but now I just might double dip and play Dodgers -1.5 too. But
yeah, Yamamoto -140, gonna be absolutely free.
I mean, you can't touch him on the road. I mean, it would be -140.
That's why it's under. Once that bullpen
100.
comes in, ooh, baby, we're licking our chops.
Yeah. Okay. That Dodgers offense that Trevor's talking about, that's been so bad. Let's just go 11 games. They scored what? They had a bad day today, right? Okay. So then previously that 4-1, 6-5, 6-5, 5-3-8. I'm going to stop there. That's that terrible offense that he's talking about for the Dodgers. So
it's the best offense in the league.
Yeah,
they've done nothing the last series, and now they're going to hit the
honestly,
road.
and Yamamoto, where his struggles have been in Dodger Stadium. On the road, he's been damn near untouchable. So I've already bet the Dodgers at -1.
Both of you. I hate what both of you said.
I don't. Okay. Did you actually bet the under?
Yes.
Or the over?
I bet the over.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So, talking about the Dodgers lineup being bad because of 3 games is freaking crazy, Trevor, and you should be put away for that. This is the best lineup in baseball, and even on change of location. You guys have heard me talk about this in baseball. If there's a bad series, bad stretch, give me a change of city, and that's what the Dodgers are getting here. Fastball Freddy. You guys know why he's called that, right? He throws a lot of fastballs. Over 57% of his pitches are four-seam fastballs. You want to know who the best lineup in baseball is hitting the four-seam fastball?
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. I think this is a really, really tough matchup for Freddie. I think the Dodgers are going to score on him. But where I push back, so I'm on Toast's side of that. Where I push back is I am not blown away by Yamamoto. I'm starting to think he might not be good.
Yo, is that rage bait? Like, are you really going to have this conversation?
Dead ass.
Okay, let's have this conversation. Let's go. Go ahead. You go first.
I'm seeing one impressive start on this list. 2 down here. 2 impressive starts here. He's pitched against nobody. Is there a playoff team on this list? The Yankees. He got freaking crushed.
At home.
All right, so on the road. All right, let's look at his road starts. The Rockies. St. Louis. This is a good one. Right here, June 7th. This is what I'm saying is his only impressive start. Cleveland.
Yeah. And the Brewers are what versus right-handed pitching at home and on the season, just in general? Top 25, maybe, if on a good day? Maybe?
I think you have this.
I'm just saying. I'm just going by the numbers. And Yamamoto has a 1.57 ERA, a 0.83 WHIP, a 2.8 xFIP. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand.
Yamamoto looks sweet. Now everyone has film on him. He's not effective anymore, and he's one of those guys where Toast is taking a liking to him. He knew the guy's Japanese theme song. He used to sing it. So he's a fan of this guy.
Just remember what happened. You made that sweet little picture for Birdsong today, and how'd that work out?
Let's bring up the picture so everyone can see. Toast didn't like it.
Let everybody take a judge for themselves. I wish you would have made. I honestly, you know what's funny? I almost wrote back, "Can you make one that says Birdsong?" And I didn't realize the white was the bird shit.
Yeah, that was the actual bird shit. I bet this. By the way, I'm on the over, so I agree with Trevor that Yamamoto hasn't looked good, and he's pitched against some really easy opponents. But I agree with Toast that Fastball Freddy might get put into another zip code. Over. Wow, we're all over the place on that one. We all have bets, and none of our bets match.
I mean, yeah. Not to mention, what's one other thing? Milwaukee has looked somewhat decent over their last week and a half. Keep in mind they've played Pittsburgh, Colorado, Miami, and the Mets. I mean, just the who's who. And now you have to play the Dodgers. So
and we ain't worried. We're ready. We're ready.
Was it circled?
Circled. Going into the All-Star break and heading out of the All-Star break with the Dodgers. This is a huge...
this one's circled.
Oh yeah.
How many games a week do the Brewers circle?
Okay, well, you got lucky as hell with that Mizorowski start. If he didn't get a glove on that ground ball, take away 5 runs from that grand slam. And
the whole idea of circling a game is it's isolated. You can't circle 3 games a week.
Yeah, we can.
All right, next up, and I'm very ashamed to admit that I want to do it. I want to do.
I've already done it.
Oh my God, you did do it. Go ahead.
145. 145, Cleveland. This price is absolutely ridiculous. I get that Houston has been playing really good baseball. Like, this isn't me trying to make a case that they're going to be playing. They're falling off or anything like that. But I just feel like Colton Gordon at home at this price with no Pena in the lineup. I realize that Houston has been good, but now they're going to be coming home from a road trip where they played Colorado and the Dodgers. They just swept the Dodgers. They're scoring 10 runs a night. And now they got to come home and face Tanner Bybee, a guy that I don't usually mind on the road, but the problem is he hasn't really looked good on the road his last couple starts. But I think this is a really good chance for him to pitch well tomorrow. Again, none of his splits are going to say anything good, but this is a guy that, again, I really feel like he's an all-star level pitcher that has got off to a bad start this year, just like this Cleveland team has. But Cleveland hasn't scored any runs. Houston's scoring all the runs. I just don't feel like Colton Gordon should be this big of a favorite. It's a lefty against Cleveland. I'm just saying, like, this number is kind of insane for me.
It is insane, dude.
And on top of – go ahead. I was just going to say the Houston bullpen as well. Abreu and Souza both went today. They're on back-to-back days, and then King went 18 pitches. So King and Hader are going to be available, but again, it's just enough there for me to play Cleveland at 145 is what I bet it at.
So the Guardians have lost 10 games in a row, and this number's freaking crazy. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, this exact pitching matchup, keep in mind, the Cleveland has the significant starting pitching advantage. They also have the spot advantage. Houston coming off a road trip. They were in Coors, then out in L.A., now all the way back to Houston. They've been everywhere, no days off. So it's a shitty spot for Houston. Cleveland's got the starting pitching advantage. Houston's bullpen is taxed. This is like the ultimate Cleveland spot. 2 weeks ago, before this losing streak, this would have been a pick. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised to see Cleveland minus 112. It has to be Cleveland because 2 weeks of baseball has moved this market 45 cents. Like, it's crazy. This number is absolutely crazy. I can't do it, but I want to. You got to keep in mind, we got to remember what we're doing here. We're pricing out the markets. If you're sitting there trying to pick who's going to win, you're not going to have success. What you're trying to do is bet the misprices. Find the misprices in the markets and bet them. And this is mispriced. That being said, this team's lost so many games in a row. They can't score runs. I can't actually do it, but it has to be Cleveland at this number. This number's crazy. TV Jones?
It would be over 7.5 for me. Cleveland on the road versus lefties. They're starting to score runs. I mean, they got 3 off Imanaga, 2 off Boyd, 3 off Sears, 3 off Ray. Jeffrey Springs, 7 1/3, only got 1. But, I mean, prior to that is when their slump was really going on. But they've started to hit a little bit. Tanner Bybee on the road, not good whatsoever. Houston's offense is starting to look a lot better. I think Gordon can get hit up a little bit, and I think Bybee can too. So it would be over 7.5 for me, not to mention the bullpen issues for Houston. I think if Cleveland gets at least 3, I think this over is fine. And I think they'll be able to get to that. They've been hitting lefties, especially on the road a little bit lately. So I think Colton Gordon's going to give it up a little bit, especially his last home outing was against Philly. He shut him out. I don't know if he'll have as much success tomorrow. So over 7.5 or nothing for me in this game.
The fact that Cleveland scored a couple runs off of Boyd and Imanaga, I know that Boyd went 7, but they had 5 hits and a walk. I mean, it's not terrible. Again, it's more of a spot thing for me with Houston just sweeping the Dodgers without Pena and now having to come back home.
2 weeks ago, that's a pick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty damn close. Maybe minus 120 for Houston, but regardless.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. That number is absolutely crazy. It's four. I could see 10-game losing streak. I could see it moving 15 cents over a 2-week stretch like that. That's like 45 cents off. That's crazy. Rangers.
If they don't sweep the Dodgers, that I don't think it's that big of a price.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
Yeah, and also if the Guardians get that out and beat Scooble today, it might change. All right, Rangers on the road in L.A. against the Angels. DeGrom against Kikuchi.
Go ahead, Trevor.
I got nothing. I'm all ears.
I'm very close to betting Texas at minus 150. So let's see if Trevor can talk me out of it.
Yeah, I bet the Angels plus 137. Yes, they're traveling back home, but Texas offense, they've looked all right and they've looked awful. DeGrom, yes, he's great. He's going to be fine, but Kikuchi's been damn near lights out. And even at home, he's been really damn good. And the Angels' offense has been hitting. I know it's kind of been a little sluggish in Toronto, but they've started scoring at home and whatnot. Texas, so hit or miss on this offense. I tend to lean more towards they're just bad, like they have been all year. So until they really start to improve it, I know Simeon's really come out of his shell and started to hit again, and Seager's back. But Kikuchi's been damn good. I know DeGrom has too. I think it's a 7.5 total. I think it's going to be pretty much. I know DeGrom's got the advantage, but Angels bullpen is going to be all right. I mean, Kenley's going to be available. He should be. They use Strickland. Who the hell else? They use like 3 guys today. I think one of them won't be available. The rest of the bullpen should be fine. Texas off the late night game here, traveling to off Sunday Night Baseball. I know it's not a huge travel spot, but they're still traveling. Kikuchi at plus 137 at home. I took a stab at it. I played it for a half a unit. So give it to me. And I mean, DeGrom at another cheap price. I mean, they're not just going to keep gifting you DeGrom at affordable prices. If they weren't afraid of this Texas offense too, being able to not do their end of the deal and give them run support. So 7.5 total. I'll take the plus 137 with the Angels here.
Do you have anything to? I don't freaking know.
I really want to lay it with the Rangers, if I'm being dead honest with you guys. I think that DeGrom has consistently shown that he's back to the guy that we once thought or once loved, continually going 6 and 7 innings. And now you're going to be getting an Angels team that just flew across the country to Atlanta, then flew up to Canada to Toronto, and now has to come back across the country to Anaheim without a day off.
I'm doing it.
Okay. Not to mention the fact that you have the Rangers who are literally driving 45 minutes up the road from San Diego. The Rangers didn't use any of their main arms in the bullpen tonight, so they're going to have a full rested bullpen behind DeGrom tomorrow. On top of all of that, not that there's a big sample size or anything like that, but the Rangers versus lefty starters haven't been terrible. I mean, Trevor Rogers wasn't great, but they got 3 off of Falter. They got 3 off of Bubic. They got 4 off of Liberatore. Parker and Lauer pitched well against them, and then it's going back way far. But this Texas offense hasn't been completely dead, especially over the last 10 games. I know tonight wasn't great, but previous to that, 7-2, 6-10, 6-4, 3-7, 6-6. Again, not all versus lefties and whatnot, but Kikuchi isn't a guy that I'm not really in love with. And Texas has already seen him once this year too. So it'd be Texas minus 150. I'm very, very close to betting it.
I just did bet it, the minus 150. Right. So I'll show you what put me over the edge. Obviously, what you talked about, there was one thing you didn't mention that I was looking at that put me over the edge here. I just bet that minus 150 with Texas. So what Toad said about DeGrom, he looks like Cy Young DeGrom. It's the going deep into games. That's what you really wanted to see from him. We knew he could be dominant, but 6 innings, 7 innings, 6 innings, 6, 7, he looks back. And but what really put me over the edge was right here. So the Angels have some nice-looking hitting numbers recently, right? Nice-looking numbers at home, nice-looking numbers against righty starters. But who? Look at the righty starters the Angels have seen here. Look at these names.
Oh, my God.
Scherzer, Elder, Fuentes, Granholms, Soroka, who they didn't touch. And Granholms and Soroka didn't touch these guys. Jake Irvin, Dick Fitz, Walker Fueler, Gusto. I mean, there's just the who's who of guys that are going to be in AAA next year. So, yeah, they have decent numbers against righties recently. They've seen a lot of scrubs. This is DeGrom. So, yeah, I like that. Grab the minus 150. I'm in.
I'm following.
Bad bet from TV Jones. What else is new?
Say what you want. My last month's been pretty nice.
You did have a really nice stretch there.
Hate to see it come to an end.
Yeah, I don't think so. Up 0.69 units today. Nice.
Doubled me up. Actually tripled me up.
Yeah, I know you had like a real nice 2-week stretch. I remember. You weren't even talking about it too. Like I just saw it.
You know, it's just
there were whispers.
That's what we do. We don't need to toot our own horns around here. Just keep on head down, we nose to the grindstone.
We know it'll all come crashing down. It'll all come crashing down when Trevor starts talking about the Horizon League basketball, though. Just L.
So excited for Horizon League basketball.
Diamondbacks Padres. How do you trust Zach Allen? But also, what's going on with the Padres bullpen? Those are the 2 lead stories in this one.
Two lead stories in this game. I would agree with that. It's over 8 for me. I'm going to pull up exactly who the Padres use in the bullpen just so I'm not running off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure I'm 100% good on this. So Suarez, Adam, Morihone, Estrada, David Morgan all worked today. The top, Suarez, Adam, Morihone, and Estrada, all 2 of the last 3 days. It's just not a spot that the Padres have been really good in when these guys are all taxed. We want them when they're fresh and have multiple days off in front of them or behind them, excuse me. So I do expect Arizona to put some runs up tomorrow. And also, Yu Darvish doesn't really have great history against this Arizona team the last couple of years. 10 innings, 12 hits, 7 runs. It hasn't really been great. And I know that this Arizona offense hasn't looked great, but if there's one spot, hold on one. Sorry, you turn on the freaking monster trucks. If there's, they look terrible at home, but if there's one spot, I think it's going to be a divisional game against the Padres they can get up against, and it's going to be Pooh Darvish, as Beaver used to love to call him, first start in a while, and then a whole bunch in a bad Padres bullpen. It'd be over 8 for me.
Grave digger.
Pooh Darvish. Trevor, make sure to put all his monster trucks away before the show.
Yep, I put them away. They're right over there.
I don't hate that over. TV Jones, do you have any thoughts on this one?
No, it'd be over 2. It's Zach Gallen's in the game. So, I mean, that was pretty much just like 60% of the cap. I mean, Zach Gallen's just absolutely awful year this year for him. Padres don't have to travel off the late game here. Arizona's offense has been, they've been respectable, and who knows where we're going to get to. Yu Darvish and Toe said it, the history's not been good, and the bullpen's fried and just not been good either. So it would be over 8 or nothing. Have I bet it? No. Will I? I don't know. Probably. I need a late night bet. So, I mean, fading Zach Gallen's been pretty nice most of this year with team totals and just game overs and whatnot. So that's how I would sit in this game.
I'll say over, Pat. I don't know if I actually bet it. To be honest, I kind of like Arizona. Who the fuck?
I did bet it.
I would go over. On a side, though, I would lean towards the snake. How can you trust Pooh Darvish right now?
I 100% agree with that. I would wait. I think their Padres will probably take money just because Arizona's been so bad. But I agree. If you can get Arizona like plus 115, plus 120 tomorrow, it's definitely worth a shot.
Phillies Giants. This is a tough one.
This is very tough.
Because on one hand, the Giants are still playing right now in Sacramento. But on the other hand, I mean, the Phillies just flew 3,500 miles or whatever. They just played a game in Philadelphia today. This is in San Francisco. That's not close. So travel-wise, terrible spot for the Phillies. But, I mean, how do you not take the Phillies at this price? Christopher Sanchez against Landon Rupp. I mean, on the surface, how do you not take the Phillies? It's just, I'm going to put Phillies up because it's the only way I bet it. I mean, Zach Wheeler pitched the entire game today. Bullpen's completely fine. I feel like this is super affordable. It would only be Phillies, but it's a terrible travel spot here for Philadelphia. That's probably going to keep me off, but Phillies are pass.
I'll go really quickly. I was leaning under. First 5 under 3.5 is plus 106 right now. And like Kyle said, I mean, I trust Sanchez to pitch well. This Giants offense can't do anything. They've been actually somewhat feasible versus lefties at times, but I mean, if you look at the lefty starters that they've seen, it's been like some of the worst of the worst. J.P. Sears, Logan Allen, Clayton Kershaw, Shirk, whatever. Good for you. Robleski, Freeland, Palmquist, Weathers. I mean, the list goes on. So I expect Christopher Sanchez to pitch well, but I got to give Mr. Rupp some credit. I mean, this kid has been pitching really, really well. I mean, he had one blow-up start on the road against the Dodgers, but besides that, I mean, he's been pitching really well. So with Philadelphia traveling across the country, and Philadelphia really hasn't done anything overwhelming versus righties. They got to Cease, they got to Waldron, who was up off of Double-A, and they got to Bryce Elder, another guy that has a Triple-A, another guy that's a Triple-A arm. But besides that, when they're facing major league competition, they're not scoring a whole bunch of runs off of righties. So with the travel spot and stuff like that, first 5 under 3.5 plus 106.
TV Jones.
Under 7.5. Sanchez been a lot better. I think I was watching the Phillies broadcast or something. He was getting rocked. He was like tipping his pitches with his glove or some shit. Now he's figured it out or something. So he's looked a lot better. Landon Rupp at home has been really damn good this year too. I know the Braves got him for 3, but I mean 0 against Boston, 0 against the Padres, 0 against the A's. Milwaukee got him for 3, and Cincy got him for 1. So I mean, like, he had 2 bad games. Philly with a huge travel spot. In San Francisco at night, both teams kind of struggling versus lefties right now. Just give me the under 7.5. I think they'll be just fine. I know Duvall's out there right now.
He's pitching right now, yeah.
Yeah, so he's 10 pitches in. He's a ground ball away from an 11-pitch 9th inning. So depending on how he goes, I think they'll still be fine. Under 7.5 at San Fran at night with Sanchez and Rupp on the bump. I don't hate that.
Yeah, it's tough to argue with an under here. But I do think there is a path to the Phillies putting up a bunch of runs, but it'll just be Phillies or pass at the -136. I don't know where that really closes. I could see it closing like -148, maybe getting a plus EV ticket there.
All right, it's because FanDuel's 136, ESPN, who's not great, but 145, so a huge difference.
All right, Trev, anything coming up on Pump Fake Pod?
Not yet. We're trying to figure it out. Elliot's traveling around for work and shit and everything else, so we're going to figure it out. Hopefully at some point later this month, August, we're going to start doing conference previews.
Cool. Betting league stuff. Oh, new betting league starts. If you're getting in on the betting league, new week starts today or tomorrow, so you have till 6 p.m. to submit. We're all starting at 0. So if you want to get in on that, make sure you submit your picks by, you have about 17 hours and 14 minutes to be exact. So everyone, enjoy your night. Bet responsibly. Hit